Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video from the Daily Gooner and at the bar with Sammy and Ryan. I've got Sam here with me now for this episode. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. You all good?
I'm grand, sir. I'm grand. Bit tired, but grand.
Late night sessions.
Oh yes. Those Call of Duty sessions hit hard. They hit different.
I do.
So this has been a while since we've recorded one of these. We do apologise. We are just very busy people in real life. So Sam, what drink have you got with us today?
After last night's sessions, I've gone soft drink with fizzy Ribena.
Fair enough. I've gone the similar route with some Diet Coke.
Fair play.
Last night was pretty intense.
Yes, it was insane.
Yes. So, cut the story short. Who's your player this week?
Going with Reading's Michael Olise. Yeah.
Not QPRs.
No, not QPR.
So, Michael Olise from Reading. He's 19, correct?
Yes.
I saw his stats. We've tried to record this a few times, but technical difficulties have stopped us. But I saw his stats, right? And I was like, there's no chance. There's no shot, right? What makes him so good? What's his strengths?
Well, you're going at the passes. He's very good at picking out the pass. He's got a very good range of passing as well. He similar type of passing range, I'd say, to Cazorla, and that's big boots to fill. He's able to play them long balls, short balls, quick passing. He likes to dictate the flow of the game, and to be honest, he's pretty much the hub of Reading's good form. They will look for him wherever he is. He tends to play in the number 10, but he has actually played in all of the forward 4 positions and a game in centre mid. The game in centre mid wasn't too great, but looking at his ratings on who scored, you're looking at 7.3 average, and this is over something like 24 games. 7.3 average as a 10. The one game that he played as a centre forward, he had a rating of 7.35, and he's still hitting 7s on either wing. So he's a really good player in the forward positions, and the thing that I like about him is that he will literally be in a spot of bother. He'll use a bit of flair to get himself out of that, and then he'll just drive, a bit like how Zaha does. He'll literally just drive at players, and if they try and come across him where he's so light on his feet, he'll just literally skip past them. And for him to be 19 years old doing this at that age is something special in a very demanding league. And another thing that I do like about him, which is something that's unmentioned with younger players nowadays, is the way that he tracks back. He will make the hard yards track back, and instead of coming round on the side that the player expects, he tries to come in on the blind side to nip the ball off him, to then turn out and drive away. And it's a very unutilized skills in the majority of youth nowadays. But yeah, big player for Reading. And yeah, man, I think that he can slot into the Premier League seamlessly. I think that he's already indicated, I think, on Instagram, to say that he's going to be leaving at the end of the season, and teams have already inquired from the Premier League in the previous window. Anyways, I think Villa's inquired about him. So if he goes to Villa, and if Jackie Grealish moves on, he can literally fill them boots, and that's big boots for Villa.
So I saw a comparison to when Alex Iwobi broke through into the Arsenal starting 11. Do you think that's fair? Fair to say?
I knew you'd bring this up. Yes and no, because Iwobi was good at driving at players, but he was a bit clueless when he got to the final third. This guy can pick a pass. His crossing is brilliant. There's no two ways about it. So he's always a danger in that final third, and he's always assessing the situation before it arrives. So he's always got his head up, assessing the pitch, so he knows what he wants to do before he's doing it. Whereas if you was to look at Iwobi at that age, he'd drive into the final third, his head would be down, or he'd be concentrating on the ball. His legs would be going bloody everywhere, and he's still doing that now, to be honest. But his legs going everywhere would really confuse the defender more than anything. But I think with Iwobi, he wasn't the finished article. He wasn't anywhere near the finished article at that age at Arsenal, to be honest. But with Olise, he knows. So I think that he's got a very, very bright future ahead of him.
That's fair enough. I saw his stats. He's got 2 or 3 goals and 9 assists in the Championship this season so far, or something like that.
Yeah.
Can't quite remember.
4 goals through 8 assists, I think. I know that he got one in his last game where they won 2-0.
That was when we actually tried to record this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Technical difficulties and internet problems, but we shall not talk about that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So, yeah, Olise, where do you see him? Do you think he stays at Reading? And if it is true that he's got an 8 million release clause and he is looking to leave, where do you think he will end up? What kind of team? Or what team does he suit?
I've heard rumours that Arsenal have already started to speak to his camp through intermediaries. So if he was to move to us, then he would have a bright future. I don't think that he would slot in as the number 10. Because obviously you've got Emil Smith-Rowe, potentially Odegaard if he stays past the end of the season. So if you're going to be looking at where he would be playing at Arsenal, I think it might be on the wing, probably on the left wing, I'd imagine. But he's very adept at playing that position, and he's regularly hitting numbers. So I wouldn't have any worries about him playing there. To be honest, I think that he could probably fit into the majority of the league. Best fits probably Southampton, Arsenal, West Ham, Everton, and Villa.
So that threshold just below the top 4.
Yeah. I think he could make it at Liverpool. Let's concentrate on being more of a rotational player, because obviously at that age, unless you're absolutely bossing it in one of the top leagues, you're not going to be ousting Mane or Salah, to be honest, or even Firmino. But he's definitely could be an option for them. Leeds would be an interesting proposition for him with Bielsa. But I also think, just looking at Bayern Munich's recruitment policy at the moment, they seem to be shopping around in England and in the Championship, because they've just signed a right back, Richards. I think he's from QPR, that guy. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting proposition. I think that he could work well in the Bundesliga as well. So you're looking at Leipzig, Leverkusen, Bayern, as I just said, Dortmund. So it's teams that play with some attacking flair. I think that he could really bring something to. And again, with him being French, the French league's always a big option for him.
Yeah, the Bundesliga look like they are poaching English talent. You see Leverkusen getting Fosu Mensah and Damari Gray. Dortmund, obviously Sancho and Bellingham. Bayern, you got Musala there, the attacking midfielder, the English guy. You got that right back you're talking about. So Bundesliga seems like as I've mentioned to you before, it's a mix between the Italian and the Premier League. It's not as quick, but it's not as slow. It's like a mix. So a lot of young talent can develop there properly. So I think that if he was to move there, I think that'd be a good move for him.
Yeah, I think with the Bundesliga, it's as you say, a mix between Serie A and the Premier League. And whilst not being as quick, it's a bit more tactical than what the Premier League is.
Yeah,
and I think with the youth going there, they can really fill into their bodies without being smashed each week with the pace of the Premier League. And realistically, it will prove fruitful for England in the long run, because you're getting another type of footballing style ingrained into the up and coming youth, and having a mixture of that through the levels is always beneficial long term.
Absolutely. And you see Nelson went to Hoffenheim, Smith Rowe went to Leipzig, Ryan Sessegnon is at Hoffenheim at the moment. Yeah, with Olise, if he doesn't have the release clause that I mentioned, price-wise, where do you think he fits in?
1 year left. I think if you're lower end of the table Premier League, you're probably looking between 12 and 16 million to get at the table. But if you're higher end, I think Reading will try and push for around 18 to 25.
In this day and age, that's probably a fair price. If you're getting double-digit assists in the league and you're 19 years old and you're going to grow, you're going to get better. As Arsene Wenger said, players don't usually learn the game until they're 23. So
yeah, no,
I think
exactly.
that's a fair price. I would assume. And yeah, what was you going to say? Sorry,
I was going to say enough with Olise. Who have you got on your radar for this week?
my man Jeremie Boga from Sassualo in Italy. I've actually just realised he's got a year left on his contract as well. I've just seen there. So that's
interesting.
He's very similar to Olise in the aspect of he's very direct, he's very flair based, he likes taking players on, pace, either wing, averaging 7 rating in each position that he's played in this season. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists in 11 Serie A games. As said to you previously and other times we try to record this, with Italian teams, you don't think of a big name, like you think of the big names, Napoli, Roma, Inter, AC. When someone's hitting numbers like that for Sassualo, you're like, okay, I'm going to pay attention to that. And I watched him against Juve and he absolutely tore Cuadrado apart. Cuadrado was playing a right wing back or right back.
Yeah,
they tore him a new one. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on this kid. Obviously, he's well used to the Premier League. He was at Chelsea, had a loan spell with Birmingham, so he's used to England. So he's from Ivory Coast, which obviously with the likes of the wingers they have there, it's hard to get into that team with Pepe and Zaha. But he's a very, very talented young man, and not only that, he's very good at tracking back. His defensive contributions are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very underrated. When you're playing for Sassualo, you're going to be defending for most of the game. And he never switches off. He's like Gabriel Martinelli in a sense where he's always wanting the ball back at his feet.
No, that's
and
good.
I like that. And so he's got a year left on his contract, which if I'm Arsenal, I'm looking at it like I'll send over 15 million now for last year contract, left winger.
Because obviously with Arsenal, left wing is a contentious position at the moment, considering you've got Aubameyang that can play there, but recently gone central, Pepe, Martinelli, and then you're looking at Saka if he comes back over to the left. So
yeah,
it's difficult. But in terms of other teams, where do you see him fitting?
I think he's at very similar teams, as you said, for Olise, Everton's, Aston Villa's, Southampton's, the teams that really like to play on the counter attack and have very fast wingers. I don't think he would. I think he could fit in at Liverpool, but obviously with the players they have there, it's going to be hard to get into that team. He could play for Spurs, as much as I don't really want to say that, but he could fit in there. They're obviously looking for a wide player now, with Bale failing miserably. So I think just below the top three, I would say. I don't think maybe City, if they're looking like for a backup option, but I don't think he'd want to be a backup option at this age. He's 24, going on to 25. He needs that continuity of playing every week. So I think he'd drop down a level, like not a level, but in the Premier League, he would play for like us, Spurs, Everton, Wolves, that sort of level. I think he could go to the Bundesliga. If Dortmund get rid of Sancho, they sell him, then I think he could fit in there. Leverkusen as well. I think he might just stay in Italy though. I think he's found his niche. I think he's found his playing style. Because he's so slow there, his pace just burns everyone.
Yeah, and that's the thing with players that go to Italy and Serie A. Once they're there, they generally tend to stay there.
Yeah. The Serie A is making Mkhitaryan look like prime Zidane at the moment. So
yeah,
and we see what the Premier League did to him.
Ruined him.
So yeah, I think he could fit in. His style of play really does fit anyone.
Adjustable.
Yeah, it's very much. Everyone is looking for that player that gets you off the seat, very direct, very quick, can go in or inside or outside, play on the left, play on the right, play in the number 10. So I don't think he'd be far suited as if he doesn't sign a new contract.
Interesting.
Before I saw that his contract was running out in 2022, I would have put a 30 to 40 million price tag on him. But now I've seen he's got a year left. I'm like 15 to 25 in between that bracket.
Yeah, massive. It's mad how less of a contract really reduces a player, because realistically his market value is still quite high, isn't it?
Yeah, he's still, I think he's 22 million market value at the moment. So who's Olise playing this weekend? I can't remember who. I did have a look, but I can't remember.
Yeah, if you just give me a second, if this will work.
Copyright.
They should. They are playing Middlesbrough at home, 3:00.
That's on Saturday, correct? Yeah. Sassualo are playing Bologna at home, 7:45 on Saturday. Might have to throw a cheeky accumulator on Saturday.
Yeah, I've already done that, and my first one is failing miserably. Never bet on the early doors kickoffs.
Never. I've got two rules: never bet on the early kickoff and never bet on Arsenal.
Yeah, they're fair rules, to be fair.
So, do you have any more business about Olise?
Nope. I think I've got an idea for my next player for the next episode, and I'll leave a cheeky little hint in the video now. It's somebody that's in the Championship again.
Ooh. I've got an idea of who I'm going next, and all I'm going to say is he's American. You're different
I
this
think
time.
I've got an idea who that is.
I bet you don't.
Yeah,
I bet you have no idea.
I think I might know.
Go on then, big man.
It's that American that's just gone to Roma.
Not a chance.
Ah,
Lucky!
bitch.
So, that is the end of this episode of At the Bar with Sammy and Ryan. Thank you for joining us today. We just really enjoy recording this. Like and comment on the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, helps us bring more quality content all the time. Subscribe to our Patreon, £5 a month. You get all the catalogue of our content before everyone else. You get Sam's articles, my videos, all the post-match analysis. You get a Discord chat room, a link where you can join, talk to us and all of our subscribers 24/7. We are doing a giveaway for some wall canvas tile things you stick on the wall of 4. You get 4 options. There's a picture of Dennis Bergkamp, picture of the Emirates, picture of Arsene Wenger, and picture of Highbury, I believe. We're giving that away. So follow our Twitter. I'll leave the link in the description below. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed it. That's been Sam. I've been Ryan. We'll catch you in the next one.